All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Welcome to Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. I am Monet Horton, visionary and host. Super excited to be here tonight. And we are joined with our co-host, Lady T. Say hey to the people.
Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy
Y'all, I
Monday.
never know if she's coming, in with something else. So I just kind of let it sit a little bit. I don't know if she want to sing a little note. Like, I'm just playing with you, Lady T. I'm just playing with you today. But I pray that you all are well and that you've had a wonderful day. We're like right in the midstream of September. And as we relaunched last week, we talked about being it's time to refocus, recalibrate, get back into the flow of things. As the summer is coming to an end and we're transitioning into our next season. And so it's so many different transitions in life, in the world that's going on, just on every level. But here at Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves, we like to keep you living and moving and breathing and being and existing in a place of action, not just action by itself, but intentional movement that's moving your life forward. And tonight we are here joined with yet another phenomenal guest in her own right, blazing the trail, just simply blazing the trail, doing super phenomenal things. And we want you to go ahead and take a moment before we introduce her. She's already on the screen, but before we go further into the flow, we want you to go and get your pen, your paper, your notepad, your eyebrow pencil, whatever you need to take some good notes tonight because we know that you're in for a treat tonight. So go ahead and take this time because Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves is this moment for self-care. We do, I don't know about you, maybe I'm just talking about myself all day in the flow with others and pouring into. But now is that intentional pause. There's power in the pause where we take for ourselves and be able to stop, assess so that we can move forward in purposeful action. And so, without further ado, I'm going to take a moment to introduce our phenomenal guest tonight. Um, and before I do so, we're also talking about gentle steps that lead to great callings.
Hmm.
Gentle steps that lead to great callings. Our special guest tonight is Lydia Harris, the owner and director of Gentle Giants Early Learners. Lydia Harris is the proud owner and again director of Gentle Giants Early Learners Childcare. She is a devoted mother of two and grandmother of four. Family has always been at the heart of her journey. Gentle Giants began in May of 1992 when her children were young. At that time, she chose to be a stay at home mom and step into entrepreneurship. While childcare wasn't initially her passion, over the years, it has grown into one of her greatest callings. Put that plug right there, right? Lydia's why is simple but powerful, and it's to provide exceptional love and care for children first, and then extend that support to their families. She has a special place in her heart for single parents and strives to ease their burdens by ensuring they feel confident and at peace when leaving their children in her care. Now, more than just a business, Gentle Giants Early Learners is a safe haven where children are nurtured with love, families are supported, and futures are shaped with care. Without further ado, let's welcome Lydia Harris. Welcome to Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are everybody doing this evening?
We are doing wonderful. And
Yes.
listen, I'm so excited and honored, I must say, that you have taken the time out to just hang out with us here. And I know that a part of this is like stepping out from behind the scenes, because that's what you do so well in your own way. Um, but I thank you for accepting this invite to come and share. And we haven't talked much, right, about your business and purpose and how this has evolved. But I said, I know that this is a conversation that I believe is very timely, because I've watched you from afar evolve and just do so many things. And so I want to say take time out on our platform to say thank you for just being who you are, not only in your business, but as a woman of purpose, taking care of your family, just on every front. We've grown up in church, on just
Yeah.
all fronts. But just thank you for being who you are. Some people are on the front. They like to be out in the front, and you hear them, you see them, all of those things. But you, as your business is, I feel like you are a gentle giant, right? In your
I
own way.
agree.
And
I
so,
would agree.
yes. And so I want to take the time out to say that. And again, thank you for being here. Now, as we dive in tonight, as sister to sister, we go with the flow. We like to talk about the glory behind the story. That's what we call it. People see us, they see you moving, they see you shaking, they see you doing things. But they don't always know what you may face, or if it was an obstacle, what we may make look good. Um, it wasn't that easy to get there. And so tonight we want to give opportunity. We've read your bio, which is awesome in itself, but give you space to just share for wherever you want to start, in terms of what actually um got you to this place to step out. Because let me just kind of go back. As I read your bio, um it seemed like you were also taking this step, right, out of your comfort zone, or um yeah, out of your comfort zone, and taking like a faith leap into first of all being a what is it, work from home mom, and
Mhm.
then eventually pivoting into, and it's growing into this great leap where you're finding your great calling. And so again, start from where you want, but
So,
what was that about?
um, I would say back again, I started in May of 1992. I left the corporate world to come home to, care for my children. And along with that, I just opened up a daycare. I've always been one to have an income, make an income, So I said, I would go home, be home with my kids. I'll be able to still yet work, keep an eye on them, which my daughter hates. She talks about it today because I was always up at the school. I was in a position where my neighbor was a childcare provider also. So at times where I needed to shift my kids there to go and, be present for my children in their life, I had the opportunity to do so. I started off as family with 8 children. Just recently, within the last 3 years, and I've definitely have, um, stepping stones. I'm sorry, stepping
Mhm.
stones. Like I've grown from 8 children to now I am licensed for 12 children,
All right.
which I am considered to be a large family child care. I've always wanted a center. I've been in business for 33 years. I've always wanted a center, but fear really set in on me.
Mhm.
It really just set in me, and I'm not one to change easily.
Mhm.
And when a certain situation happened in my life at the time, I just felt like I could not do it without the extra help that I thought that I was going to have. So I just
Mhm.
stayed. I stayed and I grind and I made everything, you know,
Yeah.
I kept moving, you know, and I had to keep moving because I had myself and my children to take care of. And of
Mhm.
course, with the help of God and
Yeah.
everything. You know, so again, just say 30 years ago, that has having a center has always been my dream. I am
Wow.
fulfilling my dream now. I'm fulfilling my dream now. I am actually looking for a center because I'm to the point where I'm like busting out of my walls, you know,
Wow.
busting out of my walls. And I'm just taking the faith step and just going
Yeah.
to go head on and move into what I know. I know
Yeah.
this. People say, how can you do this? I don't think I could care for children. Well, it's not just caring for children, you
Mhm.
know. The babies my ranges are from 6 months to 4 to 5 years old. From
Mhm.
0 to 5 is when the brain starts to develop. So we are shaping these little brains, you know, even
Mhm.
down into the womb, you know, in their mother's womb, the mom sings to the baby. You know, she's talking to them. She's developing their brain while they're in her womb, you
Yeah.
know. So when they're, of course, at the age where mom has to go to work, then I want to provide a safe place, you know,
Mhm.
a loving place, a place where the mothers and the dads, the families are comfortable with me knowing that their child is going to be taken care of. I'm treating these children as if they were my own grandchildren and my own
Yeah.
kids, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And she does. And she does. I've witnessed the babies are holding on to you like glue. I mean, you just do it. Just like what they say, nobody can do it like you do it. It's your
Mhm.
way. Um, but your grace, I can tell that your grace for what God has called you to. Can you tell us a little bit about the name Gentle Giants? What led you to that? Is there a
Okay.
story behind it or
It's not really quite a story behind it. When I switched over from 8 children to 12 children, I wanted, because first it was Lydia's daycare, and it was just okay, you know, but I wanted something a little bit more catchy. And I'm just looking at the kids, and again, they are so gentle, but they are giants in their own stance, you know.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and I toured with, you know, went in my mind with different, you know, different names and things like that. But Gentle Giants just stuck with me. You know, I liked I just liked it. You know, again,
yeah,
looking at the kids, they are pure, you know, they are
yeah,
gentle, they are gentle. They can be a little rough sometimes, but you know.
yeah,
But overall, again, you know, they are giants in their own way.
yeah, yeah.
Mom.
Um, so with that, that's so good. Because as you broke it down for us and just shared how at that tender age between 0 and 5, that's that time that you are cultivating, even before the child is coming out the womb. The mom is, doing things, but for you to accept that calling to be on that journey with in place to be able to cultivate their minds or what they're exposed to keep that purity, right? Because when they're in
Yes,
your
yes.
care, you want to it means a lot to make sure that they are cared for the right way,
Mhm.
and so much goes into that, because I'm sure even in your day you have to prepare before you prepare.
Definitely. Yes, yes, yes. I have a 10-hour day. My day starts from 7 to 5, but it really starts for me. It ends around midnight and it picks
Hmm.
back up maybe around 4 or 5 a.m. Just mentally, you know, just
Yeah.
mentally, I am again the cook,
Hmm.
the cleaner, the boo-boo kisser,
Hmm.
you
Bless
know.
your heart.
Everything, you know, and I do have great help. And I'm not
Hmm.
doing it alone. I definitely have a very great help, you know. But
Hmm.
yes, it is a lot but it's not a lot, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Because again, and when I say your grace for it, it's like when I look at you or anyone else who takes upon this assignment, and I know what mentorship and different things are, but that care at that tender, age, all of those, it takes on another level. And
Mm-hmm.
like you said, you have multiple assignments. It's a multitasking. Um, that goes into it. And so when you do it, so the word is effortlessly, it looks like,
Yes,
at least on
yes,
the other,
yes.
on
On the
outside.
outside looking in, yes.
But you might like,
At the end of the
okay.
day, baby, I'm tired.
Right, right, right. So with Gentle Giants, in your own way, the other question that I have is, as you have how do you see that you kind of shared some of your background now, but what are those gentle steps or those leaps and bounds where you see that you stepped out of your place of comfort, right? To that's what I'm calling it, but you may call it something else, to really step into your calling. Like, what has it really taken Lydia Harris to, say yes fully? Because now you're expanding.
Hmm. I am expanding, and I am expanding. Again, this has been a dream for me, to own my own center. And I feel like, I was my own holdback. I was in my own way, for my own reasons and everything.
Mhm.
But moving forward, I know of the demand. Um, I know the demand that's needed. You know, for one is quality care.
Mhm.
A safe place. Because today is hard from what I'm hearing and seeing. To really find someone that's really going to care for your child.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
really be gentle and still stern, because we still have to, we basically, I'm a home away from home. My
Yes.
place is the
Yeah.
home away from home. So I'm teaching the children, manners and sharing and being kind and, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but again, the man is so great. My wait list is is pretty full,
Yeah.
and a lot of it comes from referrals, from
Mhm.
the parents that I'm already caring from.
Mhm.
Very seldom am I doing any type of advertising,
Yeah.
so with that, it warms my heart to know that someone that I'm caring for their child, they are
Yeah.
recommending me,
Yes.
so, and along with that, um, my heart is for the single moms,
Mhm.
um, going back down to 1725, the
Yeah.
mentorship. I was, that my heart is there, with that
Mm-hmm.
young woman, and I was that young woman,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that now I was that young single woman. There's one young
Yeah.
single mom,
Mhm. Mhm.
so I'm just being what I feel as though that God has me in a place to be, um,
Yeah.
and to share and to help the moms as much as I can.
That's
You know,
amazing.
it's no more just to give them at peace and at mind that their child is, is being cared for. And I
That's priceless.
come a different, come a distance. I'm saying,
Yeah.
you come here, I don't care how far we got to go, because, so it is, and I'm not boasting on myself at all. But this is what this is the feedback that I'm receiving.
Yeah. Because that
Absolutely.
peace of mind is priceless. The peace of mind of a parent to leave their child and know that they can go to work and work a full day and
Mm,
not have to worry and not have to think about whether or not they're being mistreated. It is absolutely priceless.
absolutely.
It's
And that's
priceless.
my why. That is my why. That's my why.
So, well, first of all, congratulations on moving forward,
Thank
because
you.
that's a huge step. But that's amazing. I wanted to ask you, how does it feel now to move forward, to walk towards the thing that you've desired all this time?
I feel like I can just burst out in tears for one,
Yeah.
just happy tears,
Yes.
thanking God for allowing me to get to this point within
Mm,
myself,
yeah.
being able to not being fearful. I know it's going to be some little obstacles along the way, but
Yeah.
I'm not fearful of them obstacles. I feel like a giant that I can handle it.
Yes.
And if I
Yeah.
can't handle it, then I have a support system, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, I am really ready to, when I tell you I'm out here looking, I just left a place today at 4 o'clock appointment today. I ran up there and looked at the
Yes.
place. So I'm anxious. I'm ready to expand and service, and give my children. Like right now, I'm in the lower level of my basement, right? So I don't have divided areas. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to have divide. I want to have an infant spot for just the infants, a
Mm-hmm.
2-year-old room just for the 2-year-olds,
Mm-hmm.
some, for the 3 and the 4-year-olds. So they can be excluded, not excluded, but in their own.
Separated in there,
Right.
tiered off in
Right.
there.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Of course, we'll all come together at one point throughout the day or something like that. But I want to be able to create that space for them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know it. I mean, they're young, but they'll appreciate it when they get a little older.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
but to hear you in your vision, Lady T, I didn't know if you
Oh no,
were
no, you can go ahead.
um but to see you now, how you like, you're lighting up and you're sharing
Yes.
the vision, and but that is the passion, right? They don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but for a parent hearing, a grandparent,
Yes.
a guardian, or whoever
Yes.
hearing, um wow, the passion, the vision that she has, moving from where you are in your home, you starting from where you are, now
Yeah.
expanding and
Mhm.
moving. Guess what? It's already done.
I
It's the
believe it.
place is
Absolutely.
already, fine. And it's the expectation, right?
Mhm.
You say, hey, I'm anxious, but I believe it's your expectation. It's like, I
Yes.
see it. I remember my
Yes.
mom always saying in business, she's like, it's almost like you can taste it. It's so
Mm-hmm.
close. It's
Mhm.
almost like you can taste it.
And taste
Mm.
it.
And
Yeah.
it's almost like when you had your favorite meal, your favorite plate, and you're like, that's the
That's it.
flavor I've
Mm.
been looking for. But I believe that definitely what you're looking for is looking for you. It's already there,
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
it's coming together. And then the additional people, like you said, your wait list is already, it's already there. And so it's all coming together. Um, it's so beautiful because to see when someone, you spoke about fear earlier,
Mhm.
but how on the other side of fear,
Mm.
when you dare to step out, when you
Jesus.
dare to leap. And I want to bring our viewers in right now. If you are listening to this conversation, and we're talking about taking those small steps and small leaps. Some people don't know what their calling is at
Mhm.
all. There's somebody who is trying to figure out what your purpose is, what your calling is.
Mhm.
And if you're like me, I like to see the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Mhm.
But the part of faith is first taking the first step, that you're not going to see it all.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure when you first started, Lydia, you didn't even say, "Hey, I'm gonna go get the building first." You
Right.
didn't even it's just like, I'm meeting the need. I'm meeting
Yeah.
a need right where I am. I'm a
Yeah.
mom. I need to be here for my parent. I mean, for my children.
Mhm.
And um, and from that, it created a space, and
Yes.
you connected you to your calling.
Yes. I agree. I definitely agree.
And what the encouragement is tonight is that wherever you are, take the step.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Take the I think a lot of times we talk about take leaps and
Yes.
bounds, but if you take a gentle step,
Yes.
you're going to land at your great calling.
Mm.
And what some people might look at as small, but God has already identified. It's
Yes.
great. It is your calling.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
It is
yes.
for you. My
And don't let
call is
anybody
not you.
minimize.
That part.
Minimize. Don't let anyone minimize what the Lord has called you to do. It People will always have something to say.
That is true.
Always. But you can't allow people to minimize what you know the Lord is calling you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they
Mm,
see as small, the Lord sees as mighty.
yeah. How do you describe that feeling inside when you know that you're on the right track and you know that like this is your calling? How did you know? Is it a feeling that you had, Lydia? Like when you
Not necessarily a feeling. I feel like because I have obtained certain certifications,
Mhm,
you know, in my last 3 years,
yeah,
like some big major certifications. So I just felt like all of this is pretty much was putting me in a line to my next
yeah.
step. You
Hmm.
know. Being accredited, being recognized nationwide. I just leveled up to level 5, which is the highest level in Maryland.
Let's speak on it.
You know,
Congratulations. That's
and
amazing.
it wasn't a walk in the park, I can tell you that, and it's times where I felt like, I submitted my information, I got a kickback. I'm like, oh my goodness, I submitted again, I kicked it back.
Hmm.
I'm like, what Lord, what's going on? But I only
Hmm.
felt like that he was just preparing me and saying, no, this is not enough. You need
Mm,
to give them more. You need to do more. So
Hmm.
that's how I
mm,
looked at it. So I look at it's not so much, I guess, anticipation is more so growth within
Yeah,
myself. I
yeah,
just see a lot of growth within myself and taking again my steps to the next level.
yeah. And so with that growth, um, that also did it bring another level in you saying yes to let me get the accreditation or whatever I need under my
Yes,
belt.
yes,
Did it
yes.
bring another level of confidence that,
It
hey,
did.
I'm able to
It did.
deliver?
It did. It did. And I had it all along. I knew I could do it. It was just fear.
Yeah,
Fear just really just set and I'm gonna say strangled,
yeah,
for lack of better words. And I
yeah,
just
yeah.
didn't, I just was going with the flow. I mean, my
Hmm.
bills was being paid, my kids was being taken care of. I was, was able to do some nice things and
Yeah,
everything. So sometimes you can almost fall into that comfort space,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
knowing that you can do more,
Just
knowing
getting by.
just getting by. Exactly, exactly. And like I said, these last few years, and of course, I had my coaching, like, you can do it. You should have been done it. Like, yes,
Yeah.
maybe so, but maybe then was not my time. I feel like now is my time.
Come on, did y'all hear that? Now is her
Now
time,
is my
okay?
time. Now,
How
yes.
did you kick fear to the curb? And we know that fear sometimes it still creeps up, but how did you kick it to the curb?
Honestly, I don't know. I just said, girl, I know. I told myself, stop. Just like when you sent me a text message and asked me to come on here. I'm like, that's not me. I'm a behind the scene kind of person. But I said, stop saying what's not you and do it. You can do
Yeah,
it. You're just having conversation. So some things I
yeah,
just had to talk to myself and say, stop strangling yourself
yeah.
and
Come
move
on.
forward. You have it in you. You have 30 plus years of all of this in you. If you don't go somewhere and take it to the next level, if it failed, it failed. I'm going to come back down here in this basement. I'm going to run this basement with these 12 kids, but it's not going to fail.
It's
I'm going
not.
to run both of them
Eh,
now.
Listen, Lady T, do you hear? Okay, come on. We about to have a Gentle Giants podcast. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better watch out.
Listen.
that's
Listen,
amazing
they
though.
have an audio room in there and in the building.
You sure
Listen,
can.
the kids gonna be jumping. Look, I'm giving you some ideas already. You hear what I'm saying?
I think
How?
With,
Oh my
I'm sorry,
goodness.
Monet. I was just
Yeah.
gonna say, I think what you said was really important because a lot of times we have to speak to ourselves about the thing, whatever it is that's holding us back. For some people, it is fear. For some people, it's other things.
Mhm.
But whatever that thing is that you're battling with, that's keeping you strangled, as you say, and I love that word because fear will strangle a dream like no other. And
Mhm.
if we don't speak to ourselves, if we're waiting to be rescued, we will be waiting forever. We have to speak over ourselves what we desire, what the outcome we desire is, because a lot of times if we don't speak it over ourselves, we'll stay stuck there, and that's what the enemy wants. He wants us to stay stuck there
Mhm. Mhm.
because he knows there's little babies waiting on you, that there are
Right,
little
exactly.
there are families and
Exactly.
moms waiting on you to literally rescue them from whatever it is, the feeling of overwhelm, of not having help, of not having that right person.
Yes, yes, yes. Agree. Definitely agree. Yes.
I'm getting just full because I'm always excited and just overjoyed when individuals, it's like we have our own personal aha, like yes, it
Mhm.
kicks in. And sometimes, because this is something that even me on my journey, I had to rest in, that sometimes when we watch or look up at other people's journey, we ask the question and begin to compare or ask the question, God, when is it going to be my time? Or when is it, going to be, my time? Or when is it going to kick in for me? Or what do you want me to do? Or I feel like I've been doing and I don't see it yet. But your time is not everybody else's time.
Yeah,
And you don't know what other people had to get through
to get
or
there.
had to go through for the appearance of what it looks like.
Mhm.
That
You
part.
don't even know the fullness of what they're, dealing with. And so
Mm.
we have to rest in our own process and
Mhm.
stay focused on the course in which he set before us. How do you maintain your focus and staying on this trail? What are some things that you do, Lydia, that help you stay in line with what you know is before you now?
Some things that, well, one thing, I'll go back to what you were saying, we're watching other people and seeing their success. Um, I follow quite a few childcare owners, and I met some in person, but I see where they are branching out and excelling, and I'm like, well, geez. I felt a little setback at one point. And this was just recently. I'm like, I'm doing all what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. And it seemed like I'm just not getting any further. But I had to realize that's their journey. It's not my
Mhm.
journey. My journey has its own path.
Yeah.
So I'm just focusing on what I believe that I have set for me, and what my purpose is, and all
Yeah.
what I'm trying to accomplish.
Mhm.
And be again, just be that protector, of the children, that mind ease for the parent, and just try my best to be that round overall person. I don't know if
Yeah.
that answers your question or not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and listen, in your own way, because again, you're in the process of it, as well.
Mhm.
And when we see other people, what came to my mind is that when we do see other people, it's not we have options. We have an option,
Mhm.
number one, to go on the path of God. When is my time? When that's natural, it's our human.
Mhm. Mhm.
But
Mm-hmm.
then another path to say, you know what, girl, if you did it, then I can do it,
Do it. Yep.
as
Yes.
That's it.
well.
That's it.
And
That's it.
so we might, even if we have a second in that other zone, it's like, okay, gotta quit. quickly shift yourself to say, hey, I'm doing this, I'm in this. If
Mhm.
she did it, let me just, glean
Right.
and apply what is applicable to me, apply it, and what is not, let it fall off and
Absolutely.
continue on. And so in every place we have those options. But you know, it's the reality that sometimes that's what we do, especially when we're in the beginning. And I think that when you're on this path of entrepreneurship and you're making an impact in not only the children's lives, but their families' lives, because
Mhm.
you're also
Community.
looking to I see a one-stop shop, you're pouring in resources and connecting and nurturing them as well. And so with your business, you also have it's a mindset thing as well, where we because I was talking about focus, is that you got to keep your mind up, stay
Yes.
in an elevated place.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sometimes things can come and kind of get us off course, but we have to have things in our way that will help us stay in alignment. I say in alignment with your assignment.
Mhm.
um, because those are the things that will help you to stay focused and to keep you in the flow and on the path that, hey, you know what, girl, you had that second,
Mm-hmm.
but you have these gentle giants to pour
Exactly.
into to keep them
Exactly.
going.
Yes.
Exactly.
You have these families, these mothers, single moms,
Mhm.
whoever you're serving, you have them to pour into. And so thinking always being proactive and not reactive on what's going to help me to stay in the game. And so I'm saying that to say to our viewers today, takeaway is that as you're on this journey of taking that step and taking that leap, whatever it is, and finding your calling, it is, or allowing or daring to even launch the path and the journey of
Mm-hmm.
allowing your calling to find you, right? And you collide into it because it's you anyway. It's going to come, but you have to dare to step out of your comfort zone. But when you do, have already be prepared and have things in place that will help you to stay on course. That makes sense, everybody, and to
Mhm.
stay focused. It's like,
Absolutely.
do I get up? Is it my devotions? Is it my scripture? Is it a walk? Is it meditation? You know. So which leads me to my next question. What are some things as you're pouring in and you're a CEO, director, owner, um, how do you pour into your own self-care? Or is that something you still navigate into balance? Because it's not a perfect science. Listen, I know, Lord Jesus. But
It's
if you
hard.
can,
It can be hard, it definitely can be hard. I do regularly make sure that I do make sure that I take time out for self. Um, well, two things, of course, in my worship service, that's my main self-care right there. That's just off the top. Um, my evening time, sometimes it can be a little rough because I'm tired or
yeah,
I'm doing papers or something. So I'm not really getting out so much as far as what I used to do, is go to the gym, and that just like clears my mind. You know, that was a really good clear mind. But I walk the neighborhood. Since the weather has changed, I just put some clothes on, put my earpods in, and then just go ahead on out and just take a walk. If it's no more than for 45 minutes to an hour, it just gives me some time to myself, time to think.
yeah.
My mind is always, always thinking and racing. It just gives me um, some slow down time for myself.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Look, that walk, because I love walking. Um, Even because sometimes I like to commit to like 30 or at least 45 minutes, but even if you can't, you get 10 or 15, it
Yes.
does make a huge difference.
It makes
It's
a
like,
difference.
Yeah,
It
it
does.
does.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's you get that meditation time or however. So really taking that time out when you know you're in the grind and you're in the building stages and it's expansion stages is very important whatever level you're on in your business or whatever your brand is to take that time out for you. Um and to also pay attention to your body
Yes.
um on a
Yes.
consistent basis
Yes. Yes.
um is important, right?
It is very important. I had to tell myself, I said, I'm talking about, I was having some problems with something. And I said, my pressure, my blood pressure was just elevated some. And I'm like, I'm talking about getting a building. I'm not even going to be a part of the building if I don't keep myself in
Wait a
track.
minute.
Yes.
But no, these are the things.
Yeah,
Go,
it
so I
is.
had to I had to step back, because I'm
Yeah,
moving,
Yes.
and then put myself last,
on the back
which I
burner.
can't
Yep.
do that because again, I'm not going to be any good, if I have
That
this,
part.
all these rules for these kids, and I'm
Hmm.
just walk down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Listen, you
we
need
It's
to
like
say it
you
again
build
for the people in the back that didn't hear, okay? Because
it's like you're building towards a vision. It's like, wait a minute, but I want to be a part of the vision.
want to be a part of it,
yes,
right?
yes,
So I have to be a good steward over my body, my mind, my emotions,
yes,
my spirit, physical, financial, all of those things.
Mhm.
And if I see spaces and gaps, it's okay to reset, realign,
yes.
Yes.
readjust.
Mhm.
So you
Mhm.
can move forward. We can recover and reclaim our power and those things. And so it's definitely important as women, just period, because we wear so many different hats.
Mhm.
I think that's important. But we see how it goes over to our business and can spill over to other areas. And things can creep up so fast.
So fast.
Yes, they can.
So
Listen, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh, you were just saying so fast.
yes, yes, yes.
So as we are wrapping up tonight, I think that this conversation has just been so refreshing because or and also insightful because it gives us of course a peek into your world and
Mhm.
your story and behind the scenes of what's gotten you here, that story, and how you have grown
Mhm.
inward as well as
Yes.
outward. Have you ever shared your story like this, Lydia?
No.
I just had to ask. See, look at that.
No.
See, come on. Look, that's a power move right
It
there.
is. It
That's a
is. It is.
that is a power move. I just see you definitely just oh my goodness doing just even more greater and amazing things. So this month, everybody, our uh full month theme is empowered through education, lifelong learning in motion. And it's not about just the institutions of higher education, but
Right.
our lives. If we pay attention, we glean and we learn every day from our lives experience, lived experience. Um, and so while we're, in motion, what are the things, the lessons learned that you're gleaning from your life? Are you, if you find yourself on a cycle, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a reason. Did you really
Mm-hmm.
learn what it was before? Or maybe it's something that looks similar, but hey, God wants you to know that you're a different person entering a similar place. Or it looks like a similar season, but because if you really glean the right lessons from the last season, you won't have the same outcome. So it's also
Absolutely.
really expanding our mindset through what education really is and how we learned, how we shift and how we continually stay on this journey of development, personal as well as professional and spiritual and all these other areas as well. And so tonight, I believe it really ties in perfectly. Um, before we close out tonight, I want you to talk about a little bit more about the resources, Lydia, that beyond the Gentle Giants that you provide for the parents. I know it's a safe, some sanity that, hey, my babies are safe. Um, but are there any other resources that you want to provide or you are already providing?
We do focus a lot on family engagement.
Okay.
So, along with family engagement, again, I'm always been an entertainer. So so with
Mm-hmm.
that, I have something coming up this fall, Mom's Night Out. So we'll sponsor like a Mom's Night Out. We're going to do a fall, because it's fall season, bonfire. And we all come together, and that gives the moms, like I did a Mother's Day brunch.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, I've been doing this for 33 years, but this group of moms, they have been phenomenal. They just connected with one another. Um,
Mm.
each one go to each other's birthday party, the kids' birthday party. It's like they have made their own little community.
Oh,
I
They
that's
love
have
it.
beautiful.
a mom's thread that's going on, and I just love it because just of the connection. Sometimes,
Yes.
and we had a little segment during the Mother's Day thing, and I had each one to write a note, just an encouraging note. And then
Yeah.
I put it in a basket, and I had each one to pick it. They had no names attached to it, but it was just an encouraging note message to the next mother, and
Mm.
that right there, that was a very strong, powerful icebreaker. Because from there it just flourished. And then, the mothers are just really connecting. I did something with the dads because again, doing that
Oh,
pickup, this
wow.
time you grab your kids and you go, so
Hmm.
Yeah.
it's really no community connection.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I
So
love
I
it.
did something with the dads for Father's Day. They did some axe throwing, and that like broke and bonded their relationship.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
just little small things like that, that I just try to, again, my wheels are always turning, try
Yeah.
to just have that family engagement.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
that's
Yeah.
any
that's
other type of
beautiful.
resources that I can gather that I feel as though that's a need, I'll hang it on the parent board, so when they
Yeah.
come through, it's resources, it's diaper resources, just all different type of,
Yeah.
resources. And then we also offer parents' night out
Mm-hmm.
where we'll care for the kids, a couple hours, we'll care for the kids. I did something like around the Valentine's time.
Okay.
Most parents, they don't have anybody that can watch the kids during Valentine's. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I take my Valentine,
Yeah.
and
So
watch
it's a
the kids.
sacrifice.
It's
Yeah.
a sacrifice, but I know it's a
Yeah.
need,
Yeah.
and it's not
That's
like it's all
beautiful.
the time, but it's a still yet a need that they will, they'll cherish and remember that.
Yeah,
Yes.
because you're not just caring for the kids, but you are giving families opportunity to connect with each other,
Mm.
couples opportunity to reconnect.
Yes,
Because a
yes.
lot of times between the hustle and bustle of pickup, drop
Exhibit.
off, work, um, morning routine, night routine, disconnection can happen so easily. So you are offering something so much more than just
I
I'm
had a
keeping your
parent to
kids.
say, Miss Lydia, I don't think we've been on a date since the children been born. It's about 5 years,
Wow.
and they feel
Wow.
comfortable enough to leave them here, that extended off out,
Yes.
off, off
Mm.
the regular
Off the
daycare
time for the
hours.
regular. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, off the regular daycare hours. And of course, we have something set up for them. And I said, listen, just go have a good time, come back on time. You know.
Right.
But overall, they love it. I love it. And this I just like it. I really enjoy doing what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And you're fortifying. Go ahead, Lady
oh
T.
no, no, you can go ahead.
No, I would say, look, we jumping on now, Lydia. We like, but I was gonna say that it's like you're fortifying. You are like the family unit.
Mm-hmm.
And let me know, hopefully y'all can still hear me,
Mm-hmm.
but reinforcing it. And I think for so long we've seen that so many families have been dismantled,
Mm-hmm.
but the service and the sacrifice through your ministry, your assignment, your calling is helping to fortify that unit, and
Yes.
it's so necessary and needed.
It really is. It really is. And I just think it's beautiful. I really do. My question to you, Miss Lydia, was just gonna be, what advice do you have for the person at home who has this big dream that they feel like is absolutely unattainable, that fear has strangled any steps that they were going to take or causes them to backtrack? What would your message to them be to get them
It
to
would
move forward?
it would really just be just as simple. Don't give up on your dream.
Mm,
Again, I'm 33 years, and I want to say probably in my first 5 years, that was my dream. So I'm not going to say it's going to take you 30 years, to have your dream fulfilled, but I never gave up on it. I still worked within where I wanted to be, and now
mm,
I am here. So just don't give up on your dream and don't give up on yourself. Continue to talk to yourself. I had to continue to talk to myself. I surrounded myself around positive people, go-getters. Not that I never was a go-getter, but just the company that I kept and keep, that helps out in a whole lot. But yeah, never give up. Just don't give up. Just keep pushing. If you know that's what you want to do, you can feel strangled, but just get wiggle yourself out of there and
mm,
just stick with it. Again, keep talking to yourself, keep listening to different podcasts, encouraging words that can come your way, and write it down. I write. I've never been like my daughter. She writes journals, and nothing against journals. I'm just not that writer. I'm a
mm.
note taker. Somebody
Yes,
like
yes.
I have little notes now. I'm always writing down notes, notes, notes.
Yeah.
So just write down what you want, your desires, and put it into action. Just don't write it and leave it there. You have to put it
Mm,
into action. You have to put it into action. So that's my takeaway. Again, never give up on your dream, never give up on yourself. Pray first, to whomever,
yeah.
but so yeah, just don't give up on yourself.
As
Mm.
that's beautiful.
I love it. You just right there. She hit it on the head, y'all,
She
on the
did.
nose. Um, keep the song just came in my mind. Keep the dream alive. Don't let it die. If it's
Hmm.
something burning deep inside, don't ever give up. Don't ever give up on you. No
Yes.
matter how long it takes,
Yep. Yep.
you stay focused. Wow. Thank you, Lydia, for stopping by with us tonight.
Yes.
See that flow right on well.
It did.
Yes.
And
It did.
so before we leave, we gotta, if there's a parent, a guardian, someone who wants to refer, tell us or tell the audience right now how they can connect with you. What is your if it's something special coming up that you want to connect with or open house, whatever it is, you have an opportunity to share it right now, how to connect.
Um, I'll say the best way to connect with me is through my email or my phone, my phone number. Um, that would be the best way. So, I mean, I can give it to you. I don't know how to.
Sure. If you want to share it right now, if you want to
Okay.
drop your email, whatever you're comfortable with doing, you can go ahead and share that right now with the
So my
audience.
email is lcharris, the number 64 at yahoo.com. That's lcharris64 at yahoo.com. You can email me. I'm always checking my email, so I definitely will respond. And we can set up a tour, or you can call me at 443-803 2371. That's 443-803-2371. We would love for you to come to have a tour. Like I said, we are definitely going in our expanding stage. So I'm definitely looking for that to be happening very, very soon, sooner than later. And you will not be disappointed. I'll say that. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah. I second motion. You will not be disappointed. I appreciate you coming on tonight and taking yet another gentle step
Thank you.
for this great calling on your
Absolutely.
life. Thank you for answering it for your family and now and stepping it up to answer it for other families and then other generations to come because the business expands beyond and it's now you're building legacy. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope you enjoyed your time here
I
with
did
us
enjoy
tonight.
my time. Thank you for thinking of me. I really do, that's very special. And I could not say no.
Yeah.
Even though in the back of my head, like, oh my God. But I could not
Yeah.
say no. And I enjoyed myself this evening. I really, really did. So I appreciate the both of you. I've definitely have watched you, in the past of your your flow and
Mhm.
everything. And put a lot of information. I needed a lot of information has been very uplifting, it's been very uplifting to me. So when I received a text message from you, I was like, I asked my daughter, I said, what am I going to do? She said, you're going to take it? I said, all right.
And thank you for again the yes because again and we're closing out but what people don't know it's like you were laid upon my heart and listen I don't take it lightly like I was like I said I already knew that she was gonna be like what in the world but I'm gonna go ahead and be obedient but that's what we do and in the word it says iron sharpens iron and when people are laid upon your heart you don't know what it is for you in it
Mhm.
and you don't know what it is for them as well and so even as we're closing here's another nugget and that when someone is laid upon your heart or whatever you have to be obedient to whatever it is. Pick up a phone, send a text, send an email, whatever it is. But we have to be there to because we're connected to each other,
Mhm.
um, others' growth. And so here we go again, y'all, with another Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. Tonight, we want to encourage you, as you've heard, go back and listen to the replay. Get your pen, your paper, whatever you need, your lip line if y'all still wearing lip line or whatever you need. But be encouraged to take the gentle steps that will lead to great callings. Again, we want to give a shout out and appreciation to Lydia Harris,
Yes.
owner and director of Gentle Giants Early Learning Learners uh, Center, and congratulations again for your expansion. Be sure to invite us when we get to the building, so
Definitely,
that we can come
definitely,
over.
definitely. My projected date is November the 15th. My granddaughter told me, Mama, it's going to be November the 15th. I said, I'm going to hold on to that. Listen, listen.
Yes.
Come on, it's already on record. Look, we got you on record, so y'all go on notice. But we're looking forward to it. We're gonna put it on our calendars. But thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. Take care, take charge, take action. We'll see you next week at Monday at 7 p.m. as we go higher. Another Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. Have a wonderful night. Mark your
Bye-bye.